Now that we have the rough shape for the eyes, let's go ahead and start working on the mouth. So I'm going to go ahead and open in Desktop, Exercise Files, SplineHead 02. So there's our patch. Now, for the mouth, we're basically going to do the same thing, except we're going to draw this, we're only going to draw half of the mouth. Whereas the eye is completely on one side of the center of the face, the mouth is symmetrical, and the center of the face cuts it down through the middle. So I'm only going to draw half the mouth, and then when we mirror the head over, we'll get the other half. Now, we are drawing this head flat, but we want to get the topology kind of blocked out before we actually start working with the head in 3D. You'll see how this works. It's actually a pretty good method. So let's go ahead and do the mouth. Now, the number of splines here is pretty critical. So I'm going over here to my modifier list. I'm going to go down to vertex. Now, to create a new line, we could do it one of two ways. We could create another line and then attach it. But there's a handy function here that says create line, where we can do that. And our new vertex type, in this case, is going to be linear. Again, I don't want to deal with curve interpolations at this point. I just want to block out the geometry. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9 vertices. Now this is pretty critical, the number of vertices, because they kind of have to match up with the eye. If you had more detail in the eye, you could have more detail in the lips, but at this point let's go with these 9 vertices. Now again, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did with the other. Oops. Now here you have to click off create line. We're going to select this spline and we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to go to scale, hold down the shift key, and we're going to expand that. And we're going to reshape it just a little bit. Sometimes you'll grab these and you'll see that they're not, like this one here is a Bezier. So I'm going to actually, as I work them, I'm going to make them into corners. Now, what we want is we want a line to run up this cheek here, and then lines to run down here. So I want to kind of start guiding this detail here kind of up towards this smile line here. Now I'm going to do another one here. Now I'm going to scale this one down because I want to make the inside of the mouth. In this particular case, the mouth, in the drawing, the mouth is closed, but I'm going to actually make it with the mouth slightly open. And why am I doing that? Because it's going to be easier when we get to the point of doing, when we actually get to the point where we're doing the inside of the mouth, we do want the mouth to be slightly open, even though this was drawn closed. So I'm gonna make this kind of like that, so that we have kind of just her lips slightly open. I'm trying to make all these into corners now. That's why I'm going through these. Okay. Now we can finesse this as we work. There we go. Okay. Now let's keep going. We've got the mouth. We've got kind of like the outer rim of the mouth. Hold down the Shift key and scale. Now we're going to start modifying the vertices again. And now we're going to try and get these vertices, whereas here they're kind of peaked for that lip. We're actually going to try and sculpt that out, because once it's under the nose, it's actually going to be pretty flat. So again, we're just moving these vertices. So what we want is let's do two more. We want one right under the bridge of the nose. Like this, pretty much. So we want it to kind of come up around the nose like that. And this is going to come back along this jawline here. So again, now this actually is where we start, this one here is where we can actually start defining the lower portion of the face. So right about here. But we've got some more detail to go. And let's do one more. Now we're already off the face here, but actually what we are going to make one that's actually going to fold under the chin here. So you'll see how that works in a little bit. So something like about there. And again, we just want to rough in the vertices here. Now this one here is going along the side of the nose. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a line that comes up here, and then along the side of the nose and up. Then we're going to have another one that comes up here. So, and then this one here, this is actually going to fold under the face. So I'm just going to rough this in because we are going to have to remodel this. Okay, we've got all of these lines here. Now all we have to do is, just like with the other one, we're going to do a cross section. So I'm going to hit cross section, start at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we've got the basic topology of the face here. I'm going to move this over here. But now what we have to do, the next thing we have to do is actually start connecting these two patches and then start refining the face as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that in the next little movie. So I'm going to save this out, and then we'll come back and work on this some more.